George Janko finally had a conversation confronted by a Catholic. Okay, no. Before you say clickbait, listen. That's what he titled the video, friends.
Confronted by a Catholic.
Confronted by a Catholic. I didn't say it this time. Zach didn't do it this time.
On.
Okay?
Practice restraint.
George Janko titled it that. And this is a great conversation. So I told you guys. What did I tell him? What did I tell him, Zach?
You told them lots of things. You told them they should wait.
I did not tell him you should wait. Didn't I tell him?
Yeah.
Didn't I tell y'all?
Yeah.
I told y'all.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing, but Voice of Reason, George Janko, full podcast drop. You guys should go watch the full thing. I just wanted to play a couple parts. So they basically get into the minutia of the Eucharist. It's a great conversation. George addresses the Sam situation on the beginning of it. I don't know what else you guys want George to say. Like, does he have to now open every
podcast is going to be like,
guys,
sorry.
Sam Shamoon podcast isn't coming out. Like, what do you guys want from George at this point? How about y'all just leave him alone, be happy, take your W. You got Voice of Reason, great representation. Between him and Trent Horn, I mean, great representation for the Catholic faith. Very gentle, very kind. They hit it off. They went to dinner. They were posting videos of them playing basketball or
really
something
sweet.
in the backyard. So let's play some of this. I'm not going to play all this. You guys should really go watch. It's a really good conversation on the idea of Eucharist and exactly where they differ, and all that kind of stuff. I'm not going to go over any of that. I just wanted to highlight two specific parts. Go ahead.
Guys, I got to address the few 1.8 billion comments you guys left about Sam Shamoon. I thought he addressed it, but I'll just readdress. Guys, we came.
Hold on. Did you see that George Janko now has the Rodecaster Pro
with
Dagnere in his lap?
That is
comments you guys
George
left.
said, I'm not losing this footage or audio, dang it.
That's funny.
Because what happened with the Sam Shamoon thing?
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's why you have it right there.
That's why I got mine right here.
You got to see the levels.
I got to see the levels. But I've never seen it that close to yours.
No,
It's usually
definitely.
tucked away somewhere else.
I've never seen any of his equipment on camera. He's
Never.
have a stream deck in like about a week.
Hilarious.
Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so let's let George address the Sam Shamoon thing, and then we'll get into the rest of the conversation. Again, I'm not gonna go over all this. You guys should really go watch the whole thing. When I do a reaction video, the point is not to just play the reaction video and don't talk over it. The point is to point you guys to the video we're reacting to, so you guys go show it some love. All right, go ahead and play.
Guys, I got to address the few 1.8 billion comments you guys left about Sam Shamoon. I thought he addressed it, but I'll just readdress. Guys, we sat. It didn't work out, unfortunately. But afterwards, we decided that it may have been just like meant for us. We prayed together. He went his way. I went my way. A lot of people in the comments are like, release the video. You ran away. He smoked you. And it's like, I wasn't even debating him, guys. And that's actually kind of crazy. You thought I would debate Sam Shamoon. Like that's
kind of insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
why would I bring Jay Dyer on to debate Jay Dyer on my podcast?
Yeah, I'm going to own Jay Dyer on orthodoxy.
What?
Like, what? No, you're not.
That's literally all I do. Why would I bring Sam Shamoon on and try to debate Sam Shamoon on my podcast?
It's not fun.
It's not fun.
Yeah.
These guys are brilliant.
Yeah.
They're like superior level IQs, photographic memories, and all they do is debate. Now Sam does more than just debate, but primarily like that's their wheelhouse.
But their followers live in debate world. So if they ever see their person going somewhere else, they assume this is a debate.
Yeah. It's everything's not a debate.
It's not that
Now, by the way, I don't think there's anything wrong with debating. We're hosting a debate at Bless God Summit,
That's a great point.
right? Alex O'Connor versus David Wood.
I personally like when they're two different worldviews entirely.
Yeah.
I think it makes it more compelling.
Yes.
Denominational slants is a little like
Yeah, it's like, yeah,
Snooze
we're going to talk about the
talking about the Vatican right now, bro.
right. Vatican II and councils, right? Now, again, some of you guys find that stuff very interesting.
Yeah.
So
Just go to church.
having a debate is good, especially when it's in a formal setting, like opening statements, 20-minute opening statements, rebuttals, cross-exam, right? Like those are great. Those are great when they're structured. When it's just someone doing a podcast, you're trying to have a conversation with somebody and it turns into a debate, like that's not always fun unless there's like an agreement. Like when I had Tim on, someone from the New Evangelicals, like it was like we're going to disagree on pretty much everything, right?
Yep. Exactly.
So there's certain people like Voice of Reason. I knew I could push him a little bit, right? That's not what George was trying to do. This idea that like that was the point. That wasn't the point.
Yeah, and a lot of people are like, he should still release it though. But I don't think you guys understand. This isn't the daggone CIA. This isn't the Sam Shamoon files, bro. With this, we're like as a video creator, if you drop a video where half of the podcast has no audio, even if it's for like this is not a transparency thing where it's like this is like the JFK Epstein files situation. Most of the people that watch that video are not going to know that there was an audio mess up. And like the whole story behind it. They're not going to know that this is the Sam Shamoon files and that this is being released for transparency's sake. And you're just going to get a billion comments that say amateur hour,
bad podcast,
audio cut out. Did you know the audio cut out? No audio. Yeah. No, and as a creator, you don't put out stuff that's just absolute junk. That's like saying I don't know, it's like going to a restaurant and being like, did you burn the steak? Yeah. And they're like, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, the steak was burnt and we had to throw it away. Bring it out. Prove to me you burnt it. It's like, I'm not going to serve you a burnt steak. I'm going to serve you a bad product. Anyways.
Right. It doesn't make sense. And again, what was the objective of the Sam Shamoon conversation?
Come on.
That objective was met on this conversation with someone that out the gate, I love Sam. I think Sam is brilliant. But out the gate, I said, hey, Catholics, hey, friends, what you really want is Trent Horn or Voice of Reason on here. I said that from the beginning. That happened. The conversation went well. They walked away close as buddies, loving each other. This is a W. Take your W.
This is not Billy Carson defense vibes.
Caleb.
When did Sam? I'm about to crash out on Sam.
No. We're not going to talk about Sam. We love Sam. Let's move on.
No, I love Sam.
Let's move on because you got to leave soon. I just want to play this.
Soon.
Go ahead.
I'm a baby Christian still learning and I'm asking questions, so I invited him on to learn, not to debate. But if you guys do want debates, this ain't the channel for it. Go watch other channels like Sam Shamoon, where he loves to debate. He's very passionate, very knowledgeable, doing great things for the kingdom. Go check that out. And unfortunately, maybe in the future we'll have him back on. But as of right now, I want to keep the ball.
Maybe in the future we'll have him back on. Hold your W, Catholics.
And I was walking around my neighborhood with my mom, and I was like, man, dude, this whole thing is a mess. And my mom turns to me and she goes, well, you know, you at least got people talking about the Eucharist.
Amen.
And I was like, hey, that's a plus. Like, you know, I got people talking about the Eucharist. So I look up at God and I'm like, God, please, like, I want to have a conversation where it's peaceful. There's no arguments. And then Ruslan texts me. He goes, dude, did you check out Voice of Reason, how he spoke about you? And I said, okay. And then I watched it and I was like, finally, dude, somebody's seeing my heart, dude. So thank you so much for being so kind and loving, dude.
And let me right now publicly apologize to you, man, on behalf of everyone that's been giving you heat because,
come on.
You know, social media, man, the world.
Come on.
Voice of Reason doing PR for all you Catholics right
Voice
now.
Voice of Reason. Running to play for you guys.
Voice of Reason teaching the Catholic Church what evangelism is.
Or just loving people who are younger in the faith. This man is living out the fruit of the Spirit.
Yeah, the Catholics don't know how to do it because they just created catechism for it.
Like, this is amazing. This is a masterclass on how to disagree with someone.
Yeah.
This is incredible. Go ahead, play a little bit more.
The internet is so weird. And people, I don't know what it is, man. It's like they forget that we're all, because we're seeing each other on a tiny screen on our phones, people forget that we're all human beings, and people forget that, you know, you have parents, you have a sister, you have your siblings, you have a wife, you know, we are all, you know, we're just like everyone else. We're just normal guys trying to figure things out, trying to learn, and just like in the real world, sometimes we say things that are, sometimes we speak without thinking. I know that I do that all the time. You know, I get heat too for, you know, sometimes I'll say things.
Sometimes we say things about the Eucharist that are absolutely stupid and asinine. But thank you for having me.
Stop. Okay. So
I would love if you just are roasting George.
So he did not do that. He was amazing.
Yeah.
So one time for Voice of Reason, go to the 14-minute mark. Okay, because he was very kind here. And by the way, I don't know if we've announced this. Voice of Reason is going to be at the Bless God Summit. Did you guys know that?
Is he on this page right here?
He's not on this page, but he's on a schedule. And on day 3, Impact in the Marketplace, day 3, we have Voice of Reason. This was confirmed before any of this, by the way. I just thought it'd be a great tie-in. Voice of Reason and Ruslan building YouTube without knowing video and tech.
Come on, man. Voice of Reason.
Come on, man. Voice of Reason. Okay, go back to the other file. We'll wrap up here in a second. Voice of Reason, Bless God Summit. All right, and then pull this back. Wait, you got the exact timestamp? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Bidding to the Eucharist the way that you guys believe it is.
Right. So the Catholic teaching is about salvation outside of the Catholic Church is this. Now this right here, and I remember I talked about this with Ruslan when I was, and by the way, huge shout out to Ruslan because it was Ruslan that brought us together.
Amen.
So I wanted to shout out. Ruslan is so amazing, man, because just a little while ago, as we were, you know, on our way here, he texts me just to make sure that we got here okay. Ruslan is such a good dude, man. Just making sure we got here safely. He's the man.
Yeah.
And we talked about this because, so this right here.
All right.
Is
all right. That's it. Y'all go watch the full podcast.
Boom. That's important.
Catholics.
Yeah.
Man gave y'all a masterclass in how to engage in these conversations. Come on, man. Shout out to Voice of Reason. Shout out to George Janko. That is incredible. So he got confronted by the conversation.
Yep.
He got confronted on the Eucharist. And what happened? A beautiful conversation happened.
Really?
A beautiful conversation. Yeah, I'm about 70% through.
Okay.
It's an amazing conversation.
Yeah.
It gets down to is there salvation outside the Catholic Church? Is there the differences in remembrance? George articulates his position very clearly. He articulates his position very clearly. It was a great conversation.
I'm sure they still disagreed.
They disagreed and went to dinner and hung out and played basketball and became homies.
Come on.
And oddly enough, that's what happened with me and Voice of Reason. We disagreed for 2.5 hours, 3 hours, and then we hung out and we like talk probably once or twice a week. You know what I mean?
At this rate, half the Christian Avengers are about to become Catholic. Come on.
This is how these things are supposed to look. Like everything is not a battle in a war. There's not always a winner and a loser in these conversations. Sometimes you're just trying to get clarity and understand each other and say, hey, this is what I've heard about you guys.
Yeah.
But this is what I want to know what you actually believe. Right. And so as you get to the bottom of it, that's where there's clarity. And you could still disagree. You could still disagree passionately, but you don't have to smear people and say awful things about real people with real families that are going to make mistakes. Everyone on this thing with a microphone in front of them is likely going to say something that you did not like at some point.
Yeah. And the funny thing is that for those of you that think that's not possible, that's what you've done, Ruslan. And that's why we got Catholics, Orthodox, and Protestants all in the same chat.
That's right. You guys are here.
Because you've had plenty of Catholics on.
We tried to get,
and it's not that deep.
We tried to get Orthodox to the summit.
Just have
some might still pull up.
Hey,
some might still pull up. I don't think Jay Dyer's pulling up. Jay Dyer has an open invitation to come on here and hang out. And so I think that is a massive W for George Janko.
Yep.
Massive W for Voice of Reason. Massive W for high church folks. Massive W for these sorts of conversations. I know some people are like, ew, ecumenical, yada, 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 yada. I think these are good things. I think these are conversations we should be having so that we can have clarity. And when there's clarity, there's confidence. And then people can decide. You should want the best of the best arguments. We should all want the best of the best arguments, right? Not the best of the best debates that are unstructured, but the best of the best arguments, and then let people come to their own conclusions, right? And so, yeah, I think this is a massive W. I'm happy that this happened. I was so pumped. I was so excited that I called both of these guys and was so excited. I was like, man, I'm so glad you guys are just homies now. Like this is a massive W. So yeah, that's what I'm on. Let me go to some of you guys' chat. Shout out to my man Arthur from Apologia Center. He too will be at the Blessed God Summit happening March 27, 28, 28. That's next weekend, friends. That's next weekend. So if you're anywhere near Southern California, you definitely should pull up.